Anybody who's watched my videos will know that I'm not a big fan of Piers Morgan, and that would be putting it very, very mildly. From what he did to the soldiers, the QLR regiment way back in the early 2000s during the Gulf War, to the phone hacking scandal, financial scandals, his bullying, the way he spoke to Tommy when Tommy was on his show. I'm no fan of Piers, and also for the way he threw a young lad from Huddersfield under the bus that was allegedly involved in waterboarding a Syrian refugee. Again, all very, very unpleasant stories that Piers deliberately got himself embroiled in without knowing the full facts and made a complete fool of himself with. However, Piers Morgan came on Good Morning Britain yesterday. I had the misfortune of watching him. But for once, he actually said something I agreed with. He called Meghan Markle out for what she is, a lying, manipulative social climber. And he said he didn't believe a word of what she said in her story. And I watched it last night, and I don't believe a word of what she said. She was acting, she was playing a part. She was acting very well, but she was playing a part, as was Oprah. And of course, she was also shamelessly accusing members of the royal family of racism. Because Piers, for once in his life, said what he believed instead of what he expected people to say. Piers has now been taken by the woke inquisition, the woke inquisitors from this high religion of wokeness. Piers has been taken by the commissars of the woke elite, the Stalinists of the woke elite. He's been taken and metaphorically sent to the gulag. Of course, I'm sure Piers will bounce back very, very quickly and get himself another nice cushy job somewhere in the media, or maybe he won't. You see, if there's even a hint of racism in anything anyone says now, and of course there was no racism whatsoever. I mean, one thing you can say about Piers Morgan, he is not a racist. He is patronising, bullying, supercilious, arrogant. The crimes of Piers Morgan are many, but he's not a racist. So for him to be sacked for saying he doesn't believe someone, for him to be sacked for exercising his journalistic opinion, what does that say about free speech in the UK? You may say, well, he wasn't sacked, he resigned. We all know what happens. You get called into the boss's office and the boss gives you two options. You can either go gracefully or you can make a grovelling. I think I'm guessing this is what happened, that the bosses of ITV had Piers Morgan and said, you make a grovelling apology tomorrow and admit that what you said was racist, or you resign or you're sacked. And of course, Piers Morgan has said, I'm not going to apologise for anything. And quite rightly so. He has resigned and walked away from that vile, disgusting show that he's been hosting for goodness knows how long. And of course, the bodies are piling up. Last week it was Ant Middleton. On Monday night it was the entire royal family, and now it's Piers Morgan, probably one of the most influential anchors in British television. Hateful, despicable man in my opinion, but somebody who was exercising his free speech. He was using his journalistic ability to discern what he saw and speak what he saw as truth. Speaking his truth, as the woke people say. So, because that truth was inconvenient, it was an inconvenient truth that the wokerati didn't believe or didn't agree with. Well, Piers has been taken out and he has been interrogated by the commissars. He has been tortured by the equivalent of the KGB, and he's been taken to a shallow grave and shot in the back of the head by these wannabe communists. And who knows? Alex Beresford may well be the next anchor for Good Morning Britain. Wouldn't surprise me, folks. Wouldn't surprise me. The only good thing about Piers Morgan getting sacked is maybe he's not going to become leader of the Labour Party now that he's embroiled in a racism row, because that wouldn't do, because there's never been any racism or anti-Semitism in the Labour Party. But he's been sacked. He's gone. And I think the disturbing takeaway from this sorry episode is free speech is being destroyed in the United Kingdom at the minute. Why can we not criticise Meghan Markle? I think she's a despicable human being. I think Harry is a weak, cowardly human being who has betrayed his family and his country. I don't care if he's a veteran. I don't care about his service. I've said this many times to a lot of people. Being a veteran does not make you immune to being an absolute pillock. And many people may think I'm a pillock. That's up to them. But Harry and Meghan have gone out to destroy the royal family, and Piers Morgan, he knows what they're doing. He called them out on it, and for that he has lost his very, very highly paid job. Like I say, I'm not overly worried about him as a person because I don't like him as a person. But the principle here is that he's been sacked for being a journalist, and it's about time. It's about time that other journalists started standing up when this sort of nonsense happens. How many times does it happen now? We almost lose count of the amount of celebrities, minor celebrities, sports stars who have had their careers ruined because they've said something that the liberal elite, that the wokerati don't believe in. We need to do battle against this nonsense, this madness, and we need to defend freedom of speech. And one of the most disgusting things I've seen in the last 24 hours is every time somebody comes onto a TV program or a chat show or whatever it is, and there's a black person defending Meghan. I don't think I've seen one. Johnson Bahari, who won the Victoria Cross, defended the royal family very, very bravely yesterday on Good Morning Britain. But I don't think the media have brought one black or mixed race person on that actually supports the royal family. And of course, in the real world, there are millions of them. There are millions of them right away throughout the Commonwealth. There are millions of them in this country who support the royal family and who are patriotic. But this woke elite, their narrative is to divide. Their narrative is to make white people feel guilty for being white and overindulge a victim complex that some people of colour have. So what do? They pick those people who are race baiters, who have an axe to grind, and most of these people are fantastically wealthy. They're either ridiculously highly paid academics, they're ridiculously highly paid celebrities, or they're ridiculously highly paid sports people and ex-sports people. And they reel them out. And what happens is the white person in the interview will say something like, well, I actually don't think that the royal family's racist. And the black person will say this to them. And this is obscene. And this is reverse racism. They will say, you have no right to say what racism is because you're not the same colour as me. Well, hello, friend, that's racism. What happened to the old mantra of Martin Luther King Jr.? That he wants to see people judged on the contents of the character, not the colour of their skin. Of course, that's been jettisoned by this ludicrous critical race theory. Well, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of you race baiters. You are the real racists. I don't care what colour people's skin is. I genuinely don't. Dry your eyes. Start working. Get proper jobs in the real world. And stop gurning about what a bad lot you've got as you live in your millionaires' mansions and make money from the very people and the very country you despise. I'm sick of it, and I believe the whole of the country's sick of it. It's time that this changed. And the other thing is, the black people that I'm talking to and I'm in touch with, they're sick of it as well. And you morons, you race-baiting, racist morons, are destroying race relations in this country, and you are creating a generation of racists on both sides of the divide. Well done, Kahindi. Well done. And all your ilk. And Beresford, what did he say this morning? Oh, he was so proud of the energy there was at that Black Lives Matter protest in Bristol, where people committed acts of criminal damage and threw a statue in the sea. That was a proud moment for you, wasn't it, son? No doubt your career will absolutely take off, and you'll be one of the next princes of the wokerati. Sorry guys, I'm heated about this. I hope it's coming across, what I'm saying is coming across in the spirit it's meant to be, which is absolute seething rage and anger against these racists that spout this critical race theory. Black racists, I will call you out just as much as I call out white racists. And if anybody's watched my channel in the past 3 years, they will know that I've spent a lot of time making videos calling out white supremacists and white racists and letting them know exactly what I think of them. Well, black racists, I'm going to do exactly the same to you. If you judge someone by the colour of their skin and not the contents of their character, you are a racist and you need to hang your head in shame, whether you're brown, black, pink, orange or purple, I don't care what colour you are. Stop judging people by their skin pigmentation and judge people by what they do. Rant over.